One of the biggest trip ups, if you will, in people's programs is that they believe it's all or nothing. For example, if you're working on your nutrition, working on your diet, and you go to an event, a birthday party, a work party, any of those, and you look at the food and you think, I can't touch any of this. It's not part of my program. And so you deprive yourself. And then you spend the entire time feeling handcuffed, feeling limited, and then asking yourself if it's even worth it to do this. Inevitably, it leads to, well, I'm going to eat something, and then I'm going to end up leading into, I'm going to eat everything, or I'm going to drink everything. And so you go on this semi-binge where you eat a whole bunch of foods that you just know aren't part of your program. And you just think, oh, it's this, I'm in a landslide, I'm just going to eat it, screw it. And so then you label it, I had a bad day, a horrible day. And you wake up the next morning, you feel guilty. And then you think, well, I had a bad day, screw it, my program's over. I failed. And the true failure is not that you had a day where you ate things that weren't part of your program. It's the fact that you think that you now need to quit. You see, the most successful people in the world, in history, aren't people that didn't fail. They're people that failed and still got up and did what they needed to do. You see, if you mess up on a Friday or a Saturday because it's the weekend, well, the next day you just get back into what you were doing. If out of 30 days, you have one day where you mess up, if that's what you want to call it, but the other 29 days, you followed your program to a T. What percent do you think that is that you failed that's going to truly mess you up? A 1 out of 30 is roughly 3 1/3%. If you were successful in your life 96, 97% of the time, that's damn successful. It doesn't give you permission to have days where you just throw it all out the window. But if you start putting it in perspective where it's just 1 day out of 30 and you got back into it, it's not going to hurt you. But the key is to get back into it. See, if you quit, if you give up just because you had a bad day, well, that's why you keep starting programs and stopping programs. And then you look for new programs and you look for new programs and you look for new programs and they never work. Maybe give yourself some permission to get over something and to get back into it. Maybe you can just focus forward instead of dwelling on where you messed up. Maybe it's just the simple things that are holding you back and that are the simple things that can then propel you forward. Maybe just take the time to give yourself permission to be human. And then maybe you'll actually hit where your targets that you're aiming. Maybe it's worth a try. We'll see.